You know, ever since the moment I've got here, the fans here have been great. You know, to me, to the team. I was saying somebody in there like last year when we didn't have a good record. I mean, they're still showing up. You know, late in the season, cheering us on. So, Chicago Bears fans, you know, definitely number one in the world, and you know, just know I love y'all. We love y'all as a team, and you know, they're always great.
I think it's good. You know, I think it's awesome. You know that our fans are passionate and they voice their opinion. That's the way the Chicago fans are, and we appreciate that.
Justin Fields and Coach Matt Eberflus, after last week's win over the Falcons, today they get the chance to play the spoiler to the Green Bay Packers in their hope to make the playoffs.
Joining us now is Kevin Powell from WGN Radio. He is also host of the WGN Radio Football Podcast. Thanks for coming in on this Sunday. Is this the same Bears team facing the Packers today than at the start of the season?
Not at all. I think the offensive line is playing better, and defensively they've been really good over the final stretch of the season here. 16 interceptions over the last 6 games. They're now tops in the NFC in takeaways as a defense. They're really doing everything well on the defensive side of the ball. So compared to week 1 where they fell flat, there was a lot of buzz going into that game. Like maybe the Bears can turn this rivalry a little bit, and that was not the case, obviously. Yeah. Green Bay, it was the same old story. They pretty much dominated the Bears in week 1. But the Bears are one of those teams who are not going to the playoffs, but if they were a win or two away, they're a team that if they got in, teams would not want to face this team. You have a quarterback who we know how electric he can be on the field. And there are big questions ahead about the future of Justin Fields here in Chicago. And I think it'll be a close game today. I do. Green Bay's favored by just 3. We know they've dominated this rivalry. It's been 9 straight victories for the Packers. The Bears haven't won at Lambeau since 2015, guys. So what a statement game this would be for Justin Fields. And it's kind of hard to wrap your head around the fact that this could be Justin Fields' final game with the Bears, because there are big decisions ahead. I mean, I'm not saying you have to make a decision on Justin's long-term future here in Chicago based off of one game, but wouldn't it be great for him to finish off this season where there has been progress made over the past month and a half, maybe even a little bit more than that, to go to Lambeau to get a victory. Let's see if he can outplay Jordan Love, the Packers quarterback, who's been very good. 16 touchdowns, just 1 interception over his last 7 games. He's been very good. The Packers have their quarterback. They do. Yeah. I don't know if he's at the level of Aaron Rodgers or if he's ever going to get there, but he's close to 4,000 yards throwing the ball. So it feels like the Packers have figured that part out again. It would have been great if this matchup was about that, right? The quarterbacks, Love versus Fields, the 2 quarterbacks, Bears, Packers, that's the matchup moving forward long term. And you would have loved for Justin to leave no doubt going into the final week of the season. That's not the case, guys. I mean, I've talked to plenty who think Fields can be the guy, and if you continue to add pieces around him, then he can be a successful quarterback and someday maybe win a Super Bowl with the Bears. They have the top pick. There are big, big questions remaining and ahead for the Chicago Bears at Halas Hall.
If the Bears, though, keep on recycling and getting a new quarterback every couple of seasons because they get someone right off the draft, promising, and then they don't make the support around him, then they're like, we're going to go with someone new. Then you keep on going into the exact same routine.
It's a great point and something that's brought up when we talk about this conversation about Justin's future or draft Caleb Williams number 1. You look at what C.J. Stroud has done with the Houston Texans. He's a rookie quarterback. He was a 2nd overall pick. Nobody thought Houston would be good this year. They won last night, and they are headed to the playoffs. So it can happen with rookie quarterbacks. It does feel like, to your point, Sean, where you've made some progress as a whole, as a team, reshaping the roster. The defense looks good. They're a guy or 2 away from being a really dominant defense, in my opinion. They need some help on the offensive side of the ball. They need to add another receiver opposite of DJ Moore, who's been an absolute superstar this year for the Bears. But that's part of the equation here, right, is, okay, if you move on from Justin and you draft a rookie quarterback, what if the rookie quarterback you draft, like most rookie quarterbacks, has rookie struggles, which happens. You know, most quarterbacks struggle in their first year in the NFL. Now, I will say that if the Bears do go the route of drafting a Caleb Williams, he does enter, a pretty good situation. I mean, most quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall are going to really bad teams. That's why the team had the top pick. That's not really the case. The Bears have Carolina's first pick. So there are so many things to sort out at Halas Hall, and one of them, too, is Matt Eberflus going to return as well.
We'll see. It might be a case of it's not how you started the season, but end the season.
Exactly.
And by the way, if Justin Fields gets his pink slip after winning at Lambeau Field,
right? If he wins, if he wins at Lambeau, the vibes are high going into the offseason.
There'll be some calls for heads on that one. All right, Kevin, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
You can listen to Kevin on the radio, WGN, weekdays from 1 until 7. We'll be right back.